Hi, I'm Misha Woodhouse.
And I'm Becky Moeller, and we are the co-founders of Lifehouse Body and Soul.
I am so excited just to talk to you a little bit today about this program that we are bringing forth in January and how it came to be. So I first experienced body trauma when I was 4 years old. Brief little story, my sister was down in the basement having cheerleading practice and I came home from dance class in my little leotard, and I walked down the stairs and my sister's friend looked at me and she looked at my sister and she said, with just a lot of disdain, she has a belly. And it was the first time this little, 4-year-old preschooler, I felt just flooded with shame. I remember just turning red and having this thought, is there something wrong with me, something wrong with my body? And running upstairs and climbing behind my bed and sobbing. I never told anybody, but it's kind of started this belief system in me about my body, that it was broken, that it wasn't enough. And I had a series of experiences, a series of traumatic events that, maybe don't seem like that big of a deal, but they created this way of being in relationship to my body that was really destructive and eventually led to me developing anorexia, which I battled for several years, just disordered eating, chronic dieting, never feeling thin enough. And what was really hard for me through that experience was when I was in a state of real self-betrayal, of really being unhealthy physically, mentally, emotionally. I was incredibly validated from the outside and constantly told how good I looked, got lots of attention from boys and from men, and it created just a lot of anger in me because I was really unhealthy. So on the one hand, I felt a lot of safety and security in, now people, I'm worthy of love. Now I get all of this validation for the way that I look, but also anger because it was such an unhealthy way for me to be in relationship to my body. And so, it slowly, I got little answers throughout my life, and as I journeyed with this, and then about 8 years ago, I just had it and knew that the way that I was living in relationship to my body was not based in truth. So I started looking, for answers and for resources and really turning to my higher power and to my internal compass of truth for what is a healthy way to be in this body and in the world that tends to create a lot of shame and unhealthy emphasis on the way that we look. I think especially for women, for men and women, but especially for women. And so as I looked around, I really couldn't find anything that didn't have its outcome around being a certain way and really, strict diets, and that just would send me back into a really unhealthy place. And so I started to have a vision or an idea of how I could create something, a community and a space for people to come and to heal their relationship with their body, and to really come to appreciate and to love and to honor this wonderful instrument that we have been given, and to exercise, to move, but not because we want to look a certain way, but because we love and we want to honor and care for the instrument we've been given. But I knew I needed a business partner. I needed people to come because I was already really busy in life. Someone else who could come and bring their expertise that I didn't have. And last year, about a year and a half ago, this lady brought a book by my house, and she didn't really tell me a lot about it, and I just knew her because I teach her children dance. But when I started reading the book, I was in a trauma place already myself, because of something that had happened, and I bawled because I felt like our experiences around our bodies were so similar and I could relate so much. And it was the first time that this light bulb went on in me, that my experiences that I had just brushed aside really were traumatic for me and had created so many belief systems that I needed to like unwind. And then when I found out more about her background, I just knew she was the person. And so we're just so excited to take this adventure together.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how it all fell into place without either of us having an agenda. It just kind of happened. And I took my book to Nisha because I'd been to her firesides, and every time I went to a fireside, I was like, she's learning the exact same things I'm learning. They just spoke right to my soul. So it's just pretty incredible how much we were on the same page, even though we were living our separate lives. So my background is I've been in fitness for a long time. I've taught at Brigham Young University and Utah Valley University. I've taught thousands of college kids, many different types of fitness, and struggled with anorexia and just that disordered way of viewing my body and using food and things to just cope with life and find my worth. And really the vehicle for me was about 6 years ago when I went through a pretty intense period of trauma, and it's a relational trauma that just floored me. And as I devoted my whole life to healing from that trauma, it was so counterintuitive that my body trauma healed along the way without me even realizing it. And I realized how universal trauma is, and that when we can learn to identify and recognize the traumas that we've carried and hidden and stuffed, that suddenly a new way of being in the world is available to us. And I learned that it really is in and through the body that we become aware of the things in us that need to heal. Our logical mind isn't always capable of seeing the truth that our body, our souls know. And the body is the window to the soul. And so our vision and our practice is to use fitness, all types of movement, strong cardio movement. I love working hard and using movement to release energy and feel alive in my body. So we use cardio, we use yoga and flowing, gentle movements, coordinated with the breath, and then we use meditation in each class. And we follow a curriculum that will help you to recognize and understand how to find the light that lives within you, because you know what you need to heal. It's inside of you. And we are just here to kind of give you the tools you need to find the truth, to learn how to, like Nisha said, to unwind the traumas that you may have experienced and not even known. So our goal is to really use fitness and all types of movement to help you live more consciously. And that the message we carry is that there is a way to make peace with your body. You don't have to live with the burden of tracking every calorie you eat, every calorie you burn, every pound you gain or lose, that there is a better way to live in your body and love who you are in every aspect of who you are. And that really learning to trust that will take you to your best and highest self. So our program is really twofold, and it's a daily fitness class that's a 90-minute class that will move you through meditation, cardio movement, and yoga, mindful flowing movement. And then there's another that will happen 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, here at Lifehouse in the mornings from 8:45 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. And we can also live stream that to Zoom. We're still dealing with COVID challenges, so that will be accessible at home as well. And then the next level is a mentorship program, and that would include the full curriculum that we've built and a weekly meeting where we talk about these concepts. Every week there'll be a new concept that we're talking about that's really a concept around healing trauma and how to practice mindfulness, not just when you're here at class, but through every moment of your day, so that you can start to live more consciously and more fully in the life that you're living.
Yeah, I've been really emotional putting this together and collaborating with Becky, because I feel like what we've been able to create is what I have always looked for and could never find. And I just am so excited to journey with people who feel like that they need it, and to create a community that really creates goodness and blesses people and allows them to honor the vehicle that they've been given to go through life with. So if it speaks to you, come join us.
Join us.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.